Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we may or may not take this financial report. It kind of depends on how many mechs we get back before the end of the financial report here, though. Looking at this, the Mauler will get done on the financial report, as will the Corsair. And then these three will be one day beyond the financial report, as will the Awesome. Honestly, I think we go one day beyond the financial report. I think that's fine. Everything will be back at that point. We've got plenty of cash, no concerns. Let's do this. So we're going to tick forward. The financial report is now. Now we could consider bumping up to like extravagant if we wanted to have a +8, +2. +8 morale and +2 techs. Now the question is, do we think that +2 techs is worth 900,000 C-bills? I think it's not. We're going to accept this. Well, it's worth it if the +2 techs mean that we can deploy one more time per month. Now that I think about it. That's basically the way that the math boils down there. So we're currently at 30. Additional 2 would not be very much of an increase. It might have been enough to allow us to deploy before today, though.
I wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
It would have had to save us 2 days, not just the one. But and in that situation, it wasn't going to happen, of course, because it was the next month. But the question is, do we think that that will, by and large, add up to enough time to deploy one more time per month? That's a good question, and one that I'm going to have to think about. No mechs need additional repairs, so that's good. As far as the barracks go, we can go through these. Boot camp is, of course, maxed. Brother is not quite there. Chronic Toast, Coldfire is maxed, and Coma is also maxed. Muffin Top can grab a point of tactics. Absolutely wonderful. And Paladin a point of guts. Sounds good. And Paladin is now maxed, so that's great. Panzer is not quite maxed yet.
Yes, Commander. Ready for orders.
And we can get a point of tactics for Taboo. Okay, sounds good. So we can just go ahead and deploy here, and we're going to look to make our money back, of course, that we just paid for the financial report. And what do we want to go for? This is tempting. It's only a battle. It's 5.5 skull, but 2.7 million C-bill compensation. This is a free priority salvage here. So we sit here, make 2.2 million C-bills. This is pretty solid. Yep, this is good as is, I think. Of course, we do have a maxed mech warrior in the Bull Shark, but we don't have any non-maxed mech warriors to deploy. So that's fine. We're going to go ahead and do this. Yes, the Awesome and the Mauler are slightly underweight. Yes, Darius is an idiot. Let's go. This is a Highlands battle, so being in Highlands, we may have some LOS issues, but I don't expect too many. I'm hoping that it's not going to be an indirect artillery war like that one mission. That took a while, mostly because we just had to lob LRMs and hope. Well, and artillery. Let's be honest, it was the artillery that did all the work. But as long as we've got direct fire, they will melt, and melt very quickly. Now, the Salamander is definitely better in its MRM boat capacity than the Mad Cat, but I'm not going to say that the Mad Cat is bad. It's just not as well specialized quirk-wise as the Salamander. Would I prefer a second Salamander over our current Mad Cat? Yes. But I don't believe that we have one on hand right now. We'd have to check. But for now, of course, we need to destroy the enemy patrol. We've been offering our good friends, the Lyran Commonwealth, the opportunity to buy an insurance policy on their mechs. I mean, they're big, complicated pieces of machinery, right? And hardly anyone knows how to fix them. So we're offering to insure them just in case something accidental happens to them. Would you believe they said no thanks? It was a really good offer. We want to show them just how good. We'd like you to cause something accidental to happen to their mechs.
All systems nominal.
Eye the subterfuge. Why not just come out and say, we want you to blow up a Lyran lance? I don't understand pirates at all. Indeed.
Command interface initiated.
Awkward place to land. Okay. Movement in this area sounds good. Reinforcements. Okay. We don't have allies. Okay. We could land as far forward as here. Remarkable. We do it. Now, we know they have reinforcements. They're probably going to come in from behind. Especially with us deploying this aggressively. We immediately see a Battlemaster, but nothing else. Once something moves, sensors should update, though, and we might be able to see the rest of their lance.
Eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Okay. Reinforcements are where? That's an archer. Doing a little damage there, not too bad.
My old mama can hit harder than that.
Okay, so we see a Battlemaster, an Orion, and a Dragon Slayer over here. The Dragon Slayer moves up, goes for the Orion, and of course it's going to get hits here. It's round 2.
Armor blow through.
We don't have any
Internal damage.
evasive. There wasn't an armor blow through there. Okay, got it. So the Archer, Chimera, Catapult, and Annihilator combo are down here, and we are indeed a little bit pincered. This was fairly expected, if I'm honest, and who do we move first? It is the Orion. The Orion is going to move up over this way.
Primitive.
We're going to utilize this cover to our advantage, and we could fire on the Archer if we wanted, or we could fire on the Dragon Slayer. Hit odds are better on the Dragon Slayer, so we'll Warlord, and we will shoot at the Dragon Slayer. 1260 armor, and we'll have to chip through that. I don't expect a kill here, but we should do solid damage. Excellent. Phase 17, that's going to be their Catapult. Their Catapult moves up, fires on our Corsair. Yikes, that is an Arrow 4 boat.
No.
Okay.
Losing lots of armor.
We're going to get a lot of reports like that. For a little bit, anyway. The Griffin moves up, shoots at the Salamander, gets some solid side arc hits there. We'll be able to move eventually.
I'm losing armor bad.
The Salamander, I mean. The Salamander does need to move. It gets to move now, and the Griffin is right up over there. 74% hit odds, versus if we were to come down over this way, 88% on the Archer. I actually feel like the Archer is the bigger threat, but we can get actually front arc on the Catapult here. And that's what we're going to take. We're going to sprint the Salamander over this way. Now, we are expecting that the Salamander is likely going to take a withering hail of fire. Not too much we can do about that right now. We're going to Warlord. And odds are identical on the Catapult and the Archer. The Catapult is, I think, the bigger threat, and it's less armored. So we're going to take this. That's a huge amount of damage to the Catapult. It's not dead, but it's a huge amount of damage. Stripped off over half of its armor and eliminated this arm, although there wasn't anything in that. They're firing at our awesome here. That's okay. Cool. So the Battlemaster closes in a little bit. We do still have this hill here that we can use to our advantage.
Commander?
The Bull Shark... Just looking at their layout here. The Bull Shark is, I think, going to focus on these guys. That's where our artillery is going to go for now. And we are going to fire on the Archer here. I'm even going to give us a Warlord, and we're going to fire everything we've got.
Giving them everything I've got.
Yep, that's what I wanted. Okay, so the Archer is now unsteady.
Standing by.
Now, the Awesome is, I think, going to step up over this way and work on dealing with the Griffin up on this hill. I would love to Warlord that as well, and we're going to just fire the heavy PPCs on this Griffin.
Copy that.
One heavy PPC hit there. Nice. Good damage.
Yes, Commander.
The Madcap Mark II is going to step out over here.
Coordinates received.
Now, it can go for the Dragon Slayer, 51.3, or the Archer, 51.3, but it can fire its missiles. Or rather, its lasers. We're going to Warlord, and we're going to fire on that Archer.
Firing on.
That's a lot of armor removal. I like it.
Aye, aye.
Now, the Corsair is also going to move out over here.
Confirmed.
The Corsair is going to fire on the catapults. I want that Arrow 4 removed from the field.
Confirmed.
Got some internal damage there. And a knockdown. Excellent. So that's solid. Now, who do they move here? Their Annihilator, maybe? Whoever it was didn't fire. The Mauler is going to move over... I'd like to find a place where we can fire on both of those, but we're going to move over here instead. I would like to eliminate the guys that we don't have the LOS break to deal with first. So 80% hit odds on that Archer is pretty solid.
Engaging target.
That is huge amounts of damage to the Archer.
Reporting.
And that's a knockdown. And a leg destruction. Very nice. Phase 11 may yet be the Annihilator, although it's actually the Orion. The Orion moves up, fires on the Corsair. That's unsurprising. Okay, sounds good.
Standing
Our
by.
Boar's Head hasn't done anything just yet. We're going to move up over this way.
Roger
And the
that.
Boar's Head is going to go, I think, for the catapult here. We may splash damage the Archer, and that would be ideal. What's our direct fire hit odds here? Actually, pretty decent. Go for it. Arrow 4 destroyed.
Critical hit, Commander.
Surprisingly, the catapult is still alive, but it doesn't have anything useful left. And it's barely got anything at all. Okay, sounds good. So, the Chimera moves up, positions itself very poorly in my position. Or rather, in my position. In my opinion, it positions itself very poorly here. Because it's positioned between the Archer and the catapult, this is a fantastic spot for artillery. Okay, that Orion is becoming an issue.
Foreign mech is
It did
coming up.
destroy our double heat sink there. Now, we can replace that. The Griffin moves up, shoots at the Boar's Head. This is fine. Cool. Okay.
Confirmed.
The Salamander is going to close in over this way.
Move order received.
We're going to try to make that Chimera unstable. So let's see what we get there. We're going to not fire the medium lasers for heat purposes.
Affirmative.
Nice. He is indeed unsteady. And that Battle Master moves, shoots at the Awesome. This is acceptable for now.
Damn it.
They got a head
Commander,
hit. That's
I'm hit.
unfortunate. But it is what it is.
Orders?
At this point, the Orion wants to protect its left-hand side, and so it's going to do exactly that by placing that side against this mountain, and we're going to go for the Victor.
Plugging in all weapon systems.
Okay, we shredded off some armor there, but we didn't penetrate it. That's fine. Phase 14, the Orion moves up, shoots at our Boar's Head. Our Boar's Head has taken quite a lot of armor damage, but we're doing okay for now. We're kind of trying to bait them in on this flank, is what's happening
Standing
here.
by.
Now, the Corsair is going to move up here. I feel like this is pretty under control. So we're going to
Understood.
reposition the Corsair, and we're going to look to instead go for the Victor here. Solid armor hits there. And more importantly, the Victor is unstable. The catapult gets up, shoots at the Salamander with its 2 remaining medium lasers. We don't care. This is fine. So,
Yes, Commander.
the Mauler. The Mauler is going to position
On
here.
my way.
What? Oh, the catapult fell over. Okay. And it's gone. Cool. 57.9? What do we think about this avenue of firing? I don't like that. I don't like shooting directly through the Madcap Mark II with heavy Gauss. Let's not do that. Let's fire up towards the Griffin instead. Hit odds are a lot lower. We'll Warlord it to boost those. If we hit, the Griffin is going to take a lot of damage from it, but odds are a bit low. And yeah, we do miss. That's fine.
Ready.
The Madcap Mark II is going to make its way over this way.
Roger that.
We're going to fire on that Dragon Slayer, and we are not going to fire these medium lasers for heat purposes.
I copy.
But otherwise, we're going to do a big armor shred on the Victor. Gauss rifle explosion, but the explosion was contained. The Dragon Slayer does have that Gauss rifle removed. So that's excellent. And it's knocked down. Phase 12. The Archer gets up. We'll see where it goes. Moves forward. Falls over again. And ejects. Well played. Okay, so at this point, the Awesome is going to move up over this way. I want to remain in cover. 29.8, 32.7. Okay, so we're going to pot shot at the Battlemaster here. And we're not going to fire the improved heavy laser for heat purposes. Yeah, we didn't get a lot done there, but that's fine. Okay. So that Annihilator is closing in.
Standing
The Bull
by.
Shark is going to move over. And we're actually going to start dropping artillery on the Annihilator and try to splash damage the Chimera here. I think they're close enough.
Lock
And I
on.
want to strip armor off of that Annihilator. Yeah, they're close enough. Perfect. That's a good armor strip from the Annihilator. And we may be able to knock him down with the Boar's Head. Now, the Boar's Head is going to move forward a little bit here. We're concerned about that left side, so I'm actually going to sprint it into this LOS block.
Copy.
There we go. And we're going to drop artillery indirect on the Annihilator.
Copy.
Very good splash damage there. And in fact, the Annihilator is just straight up dead. Beautiful. Engine explosion. That's a knockdown on the Griffin as well. So there he goes. Rather, Chimera, not Griffin. The Chimera immediately gets up, but it is in that engine explosion. And he shuts down. Perfect. The Victor gets up. It no longer has its Gauss rifle. And let's see what it does. It moves up. Shoots at our Orion. Misses everything. Absolutely beautiful.
Orders.
So then the Mauler is going to position like over here.
Coordinates received.
I want the Mauler to go for that Orion, but hit odds are a bit better on the Dragon Slayer. Are we comfortable with this? This is not actually broken LOS here. Well, it is right at the end, but it's not broken by our Corsair. It's broken here. I think we're going to fire at the Orion, though. It is more clear in terms of its firing line. I don't want to stray shot those heavy Gauss rifles. And this is side arc. Ooh, we missed both heavy... We missed everything on over 50% hit odds. I expected to miss some things, but not everything. Wow, okay. Well, the Madcap Mark II is going to move on up, and we're going for the kill on the Dragon Slayer at this point. This is probably going to happen. Yep, there he goes.
Hostile
Excellent.
eliminated. Watch my heat levels.
Yeah, you're running a little hot, but you're okay. The Corsair is going to move up and hit this Orion. We're hoping to make it unsteady, but we're probably just going to get a little bit of armor removed. Yeah, we missed the one Gauss rifle there. But we got some armor removed, for sure.
My heat sinks can't
Okay,
take much more.
the Salamander is going to move in and finish off the Chimera.
Order acknowledged.
Now, I don't think that we need to fire all of this. We're just going to fire like so. And there we go. The reinforcements are out of here. Perfect.
Target down.
And we've already taken out 25% of the actual patrol. We're going to move the Orion up, and we're going to make sure to expose the right side to their Orion. We're also going to vigilance it. And then we're going to fire on their Orion.
Confirm.
We miss the Gauss and the lasers, but the missiles do some damage. I don't think we
Out
quite
of
get him
long-range
unsteady.
missiles.
Yeah, not quite. The enemy Griffin moves up, goes for our awesome. Gets fairly little done there. Excellent. And now the enemy Battlemaster also goes for the awesome. Now the awesome is the only mech that's really on this flank. And for now, that's okay, but we're going to want to change that next round. The Battlemaster moves back over this direction, which makes that a little bit more complicated, but that's fine for this moment. The awesome is going to stay put. We're going to vigilance it, and we are going to fire on the Griffin. This is fine. We're just going to pot shot it, see what we get. Not a whole lot, but that's fine.
I'm receiving
The
you.
Bull Shark moves up, and what are we going to target here? Honestly, I think the Battlemaster is the artillery target. I'd like to strip some armor there, and that's a solid armor strip. Huge sums of damage there. That Battlemaster took a lot there. The Orion moves and does not fire.
Yes, Commander.
Fascinating. The Boar's Head is going to move up over here. We're going to, once again, drop artillery on that Battlemaster. We managed to also hit this guy. Those weren't very good artillery hits on the Battlemaster, but we got a little bit of splash damage in there. It's not the end of the world. Our Orion is going to move forward and continue to protect its weak flank. And Deadfire LRMs, 74.6. You know what? I think that's good enough. We can even Warlord it. We're hitting this guy's side arc. We might do a lot of damage here.
Here it comes.
Yeah, that's a structure exposure there.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Indeed he has.
Aye, aye.
So the awesome is going to remain exactly where it's at. We're going to Warlord, and we're going to Vigilance again, and then fire on this Griffin with everything we've got. Well, not the heavy laser. Odds are not good enough for that, but everything else. Good internal damage there. Ammo explosion.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Nice.
Yep.
The Salamander is going to move on up, and at this range, we can actually fire the MRMs. Do it. This could easily kill the Griffin. At the very least, it's a knockdown. And that's an engine destruction on that Griffin. Just the Battlemaster and Orion remain. Excellent. The Battlemaster moves up. It did have a lot... Ooh, that's a pretty big hit on the Orion, actually. The Orion on that side, though, is pretty fresh. The other side is the side that's damaged. The Corsair is going to move on up. This is a nice line here, actually. We could potentially stray shot the Battlemaster, but we're going to continue hitting the side arc of this Orion. We're not going to fire our ER medium lasers because of heat, but otherwise, we'll see what we get. Almost all internal there, and we did indeed hit a stray shot over on the Battlemaster, so that was good. We also got an engine crit, which means that we know that that Orion has an XL engine. Beautiful.
Standing by.
Now, our Mauler cannot get into LOS, so it's just going to sprint up and sink heat.
Orders.
The Mad Cat Mark II also can't, so it's just going to sprint up and sink heat.
Waiting for orders.
The Bull Shark, of course, is going to continue stripping armor off of that Battlemaster.
Affirmative.
Another fantastic hit there. Probably a knockdown. Yep, that's a knockdown. And here's the thing. I want to eliminate this Orion. We know that this is its weak arc, and we know it has an XL engine.
Right here.
So we're going to lob artillery at the Orion here. Now, remember, we can't get crits unless we direct hit. AoE damage will not cause crits anymore. That was not a direct hit, nor was that, so no crits there. But it was still enough with the missiles.
Enemy
Nice.
down.
So all that's left now is the Battlemaster,
I'm melting in here.
and it immediately stands up. Phase 21. Sad. But it has basically no armor left. Well, it has like half of its armor left. It has like 40% of its armor left. It has some armor. It goes for the Corsair. An interesting choice. The Corsair is reasonably fresh still. It probably could have gotten into that arm on the Orion, but it didn't. And it's the only remaining target.
Confirmed.
The Salamander is going to move up to here.
Affirmative.
Is it even worth firing AX ammo? I think it is worth firing AX, actually. We'll go ahead and do that. This is going to be a huge armor strip. We're not necessarily looking to kill the Battlemaster with this salvo, but to eliminate all of its remaining armor. At least in places that matter. Torso destruction. Okay.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Indeed.
Commander,
The Awesome can't really do too much. It can just move on over
confirmed.
and lob some LRMs. We don't expect much there, but
Firing on
that
target.
Battlemaster has basically no armor left. That's a knockdown. And let's see what it does. Ejection. Beautiful. That insurance policy does look a lot more attractive now. Let's get out of here. We don't have much for salvage, but we are going to get a lot of pay for this mission. So that's good. That will help our balance a little bit. Of course, we're not hurting in the C-Build department, and if we were, we have a lot of vehicles that we can scrap, so that's fine. 1966, 641. Not bad. Okay, so we took some damage, and we did lose a double heatsink, which is unfortunate, but we have plenty of those. They want the Dragon Slayer and Orion parts, and I accept. 11 ERPPCs? Okay. Sure. We could just take the Annihilator part. Anything good in here? I mean, this is all very basic stuff. They have an XL engine, double heatsink kits. There's nothing too interesting in there. We're just going to take the Annihilator part, and we'll keep these PPCs, I guess, but the basic cockpit goes away, and the LRM-10 Slug, we've got some of that. Like I said, we were never going to get much salvage, so this is fine. In terms of repairs, we did take a fair amount of armor damage on a couple of mechs. I do expect it to be reasonably lengthy, and probably somewhere around 250,000 C-bills worth of damage. We are going to have to replace that double heatsink, but like I said, we do have double heatsinks. That should not be a problem. So that should be great. We're just waiting on Yang's estimate on that one. While we're waiting on that, I will say it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that once we know, and next episode we'll get that double heatsink replaced, assuming I remember. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and let's see what Yang has to say here. 285,000. Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and get that done, Yang, and with that, I will see you all next time.